in kindergarten, my dad, I was like,
That's much better now.
$3?
Yep.
Oh, serious.
Nice for Valentine's Day. Put some candy in them.
Okay, I'm going to take this one here.
Get by me.
Really? How much is this little fella?
2.
So it's 5, right? Put it right inside.
You guys recognize who that is? What? You recognize who that is? Caesar. Yeah. He did a show on
I wasn't even looking at
about her
him.
corporation. Oh, cute. This is her corporation. She's a nonprofit. Right. And yeah, Caesar heard about it and called and invited her to Providence to do a ride.
now see how I was saying how a lot of them like aren't really like water, like it's at the water, but it's not
Right,
like
and that's why
water.
I just took the water pushed down my bathroom,
Right.
but before the trees on the lighthouse, so I'm like,
This thing, or made to, and then I put the pictures in here. So it's just like 2 boxes. These are cranberry, pecan, and oatmeal cookies. And these are chocolate chip. This is fresh lemon cake. Chocolate with chocolate buttercream frosting. And the focaccia, which is the roasted garlic and balsamic vinegar on top today. And of course all my different breads.
cut out all preservatives out of her diet, and she's lost weight just by doing that. Well, not but
So welcome, thank you guys for joining us today. We're going to be doing a nice little healthy meal, snack, salad sort of a combo, and depending on how big you make it, we're doing it like as a little snack. We served it at the restaurant last night as a little hors d'oeuvre, so just a really, really small little one, but it's called a caprese pizzetta. Pizzetta's little small pizza. In this case, it's a grilled pizza. So what we did was, and it's super simple. We got some pizza dough. You can buy pizza dough at the store, at the grocery, or you can make it yourself. It's 5 ingredients, and we stretched them out. This is about between 1.5 and 2 ounces of dough, and we just stretched it out with a rolling pin, and then we put it on our grill. You can put it on your barbecue. You can even just pop it in your oven, right on the oven grates if your oven's hot enough. Just to give it a little bit of flavor, that nice grilled flavor that we associate with summertime and barbecuing and all that kind of great stuff. We're going to make what we call a composed salad. So we're going to mix all of our stuff together and then put the dressing on it so it's all really coated in salad dressing. Then we're going to perch it on top of our little grilled pizza crust, top it with a little bit of fresh mozzarella, local fresh mozzarella. A little shout out to Narragansett Creamery because they have really, really wonderful fresh mozzarella and yogurt and other stuff. And the dressing we're using today is a balsamic glaze. So balsamic dressing is, balsamic vinegar is vinegar that's treated like wine. After it's turned into vinegar, they leave the skins still in it, the must, as it were, in winemaking, and they're aged in oak barrels. It has to be aged for at least 90 days, but any kind of good balsamic worth anything is probably aged about a year. And then they have ones that are aged, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years even. And the longer they're aged, the thicker they'll be, the sweeter they'll be, and the less acidic they'll be. This is about a 1-year aged balsamic, so it's still pretty vinegary. It's not really thick. But what we did was we cooked it down. So we just put it on a stove and we let it cook for a couple of hours on a very, very low heat. It's called reducing it, making a reduction. And when you reduce something, a liquid, you cook the water out of it, you concentrate the flavors, and you generally thicken the food. Like you do that with a gravy. You cook it for a little longer, it gets a little stronger in flavor, it gets a little less water in it, it gets nice and thick. So our balsamic, you'll see when we pour it, it's pretty syrupy. It looks a little bit like the consistency of like a maple syrup or something like that. And it's lighter and sweeter, but it's going to really hang on to the lettuce real well. And the reason why we reduced it was because we're not putting any oil on it. Traditionally, you think of salad dressing, it's oil and vinegar, 3 parts oil to 1 part vinegar, which is not the healthiest thing. Although we love salad, people tend to mistake how healthy salad is when they drown their stuff in dressing because it's mostly oil, it's 75% oil. So we went no oil, but we just cooked the balsamic down to concentrate the flavor and make it thick and syrupy so it'll stick to your lettuce and all your other stuff. So real simple. This is a mix of iceberg lettuce, romaine lettuce, and baby spinach. And These are diced up cucumbers. We just peeled and diced a bunch of cucumbers. Thank you. These are diced up tomatoes, beefsteak tomatoes and plum tomatoes, a little bit of each. It's kind of like whatever we had hanging around the kitchen. And these are diced up onions, just regular old Spanish onions, but I like Bermuda onions. Purple onions look really nice in this. This is our balsamic glaze. What I normally do is I squirt it around the side of the bowl, and now I'll pick up my lettuce and spin it around the bowl so I can really coat all of it as evenly as I can. This is probably enough to make 3 or 4 of those little pieces. Well, because it's reduced down. It's real syrupy. And again, this is essentially a fat-free meal, with the exception there's a tiny bit of oil in the pizza dough, but half a teaspoon, maybe less. So you're looking at a very, very minimal amount of fat in this dish. And in the summer, this is a really wonderful way of not having to heat up your kitchen. Not, everything's going to be prepped cold. You can grill these outside on your barbecue, and you dump your salad on it. It makes a really great first course. It makes a great salad. You do a little dinner party. It's sort of a neat presentation. We're going to pour, and the important thing that I always find when doing this part, it's a really big hunk of lettuce, is you want to make sure you dig out the onions and tomato and cucumbers, because that's, all those cucumbers and tomatoes, they have such a nice water in them, and when you bite into them, it's very refreshing, especially cucumbers. And if you just mix it like this and then you pick up the lettuce, you leave all the good stuff behind. So I'm going to kind of make sure I pick up a couple of tomatoes and a couple of cucumbers and a couple little pieces of onion. I'm going to put a little sprinkle of wonderful Narragansett Creamery fresh mozzarella on, not much. Again, we're trying to steer clear of the fat. So, I don't know, 1/4 ounce of cheese, not a ton. It's going to give it some texture. It's going to add some fat to it, a little bit of richness. And you eat it like a little salad on a piece of bread. And if I were serving this in the restaurant, before I put it out, I would probably make a little zigzag design with my balsamic. A little crazy on that one. Like that. And those are them. So we're gonna, that one might be a little too balsamic-y for some people. But Anna, would you want to just keep cheese in it? This is stuff most people have in their fridge during the summer, at least. Lettuce and tomato and cucumber and onion. I know that we grow them in my garden, and it's nice to be able to just go out and grab a cucumber and a tomato and dice them up and put them on a salad. You're adding a little bit more depth to it. It's a little more substantial of a snack, or you can make a big one of these for your whole family. You just stretch out a whole piece of pizza dough, grill it on your barbecue. These get grilled for a minute and a half. I mean, they cook really, really, really fast if your barbecue's hot. We did them on the grill in the kitchen at the restaurant, and they were probably less than a minute on each side. Got to get your fiber and your vegetables. Lots of green vegetables. Green vegetables are good for you.
Good lady.
This is 3 pounds of lettuce. Well, 2 pounds of lettuce and baby spinach. You get iceberg, romaine, and baby spinach.
We're dropping.
Tiny bit of onion.
Get pictures of the floor.
But not much.
Are you doing your numbers there?
I think it's probably 4 ounces of olive oil into a 10-pound ball of dough.
Yeah.
So it's 4 ounces of olive oil into a 10-pound dough ball. So this is 2 ounces of that. That's
Right.
But if I use